Hi, I've decided that occasionally on my vlogs I'm going to go ahead and show you some of the recipes I cook. These are recipes that I've taken from my mother, my father, other people that I've learned to cook things from, and over the years I've made changes, and they may be exactly like my parents gave them to me or the other people gave them to me, and they may be nothing like it. I don't know. I've just done them so long and slowly adjusted over time that I don't really remember what the original was. Some of them I know I've drifted off, and some of them I've just tried new things. Today I'm going to do one that the kids like. They go through stages of liking it. That's why I'm a little hesitant when I was saying that. But we're going to do kielbasa and sauerkraut. I generally do a package of kielbasa for every jar of sauerkraut. Somewhere around there. That seems to be a pretty good ratio where the kids will eat up. You don't want too much sauerkraut because then it gets too sauerkrauty. A little bit of garlic. I've been using the minced garlic you can buy in the store. It's much easier than peeling and doing everything else with yours, with fresh garlic. And a little bit of butter, margarine, whatever. So we're going to get started on this. Oh, one other ingredient. Mushrooms. I generally don't buy the canned mushrooms. I usually like the fresh ones, but I was kind of in a hurry, so I just got the fresh or the canned sliced mushrooms. The fresh ones I think taste a lot better. And I have never actually put mushrooms into this because my previous spouse didn't like mushrooms, so I eliminated them from everything I cooked before, and I'm just now starting to get back into putting them back into my recipes. So I should have two cans of mushrooms or 2 packages of mushrooms, but I've only got the one. So let's get started. First thing you want to do is get your butter and your garlic into the pan. So there's the garlic and the margarine. Put your flame on, and you don't want your flame too high. You kind of want this to slow cook as much as possible. So you want to start a little earlier in the day. And we need something to stir with. So kind of let the pan warm up here. While the pan's warming up, we'll take our jars of sauerkraut. And some people really don't like the taste of sauerkraut, so you want to drain it as much as possible. And then you also want to, depending on if people really like the flavor of sauerkraut, you can leave it. If they don't, what I'll do is fill the jar up a couple times, drain it back out again, and kind of rinse it that way. You can do it with a, you can also rinse all the sauerkraut with a colander like this. You can throw onions into the mix. Again, that kind of comes down to how much people like the flavor of some of that stuff, because when you add onions into this, it tends to make it even stronger flavored. So, and I've got a crowd coming tonight that I'm not sure how much they'll be into the sauerkraut in the first place, so we will most likely do this at a reduced rate. Now you can, since we're going to rinse it, you can actually use a little bit of water to get the rest of the sauerkraut out of the jars. Okay, now that we have the sauerkraut out of the jars, we can start rinsing. The more you rinse it, the more of the sourness you'll get out of it. Once you've got it all rinsed, you can start adding it to your pot. You kind of play with the flame a little bit when you first start off until you get it right where you want it. I'll usually scoop a little at a time so that I can drain it even more. I don't want to carry a lot of the water over here. Now we get all this transferred into the pot, so let's do that. Okay, so we'll let that warm up. While we do, we can start cutting our kielbasa.
Easy open, yes. Easy open. I got easy open.
And the kielbasa, you just want to cut into thin slices, biteable slices. Of course, your bite size may be a little different than mine, but if you want, you can even go and cut the slices into fourths. I don't do that. Number one, because I'm lazy. Yeah, that's about the only reason. Get them sliced up. Now you can wait until this is all heated up. Do I want to wait? I think I'm going to wait. So we'll get a bowl out. That bowl's not going to be big enough. So we'll get a bowl to throw all of this into. Okay, now that the kielbasa is all cut up, put it off to the side here. We'll let that cook and warm up for about an hour, and then we'll add the kielbasa in. Now we'll add the can of mushrooms that we have here. So we'll drain the mushrooms, add the mushrooms in, get them all out of the can, and stir all this in. And that's about it. I'll let that, like I said, I'll let the sauerkraut cook for about an hour now, and then I'll add the kielbasa in. Then let it cook for about another hour, hour and a half probably. Just slowly, and I won't stir it a lot because I actually want it to start browning the sauerkraut a little bit, which is part of the purpose of having some of the butter and everything to keep it from burning and let it brown. So I'll probably let it go until I can hear it's really starting to cook to the pan, and then I'll stir it up a little bit and get more of the sauerkraut browned. This was one of the easier ones. I've got some that do take a little bit more. My meatloaf, everybody likes my meatloaf. Spaghetti and chili. We can kind of do those in one. It's just a small variation between the two. So that one will definitely be coming up soon. And yeah, so hope you enjoy.